2004 World Juggling Federation Championships from Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay, we're back and just getting started with the Advanced Six Club Team Passing Competition. Here's some of the basic terminology that's used. Now, ultimate passing refers to a pattern where both jugglers pass to each other using both hands, as opposed to the basic pattern in which they pass with their right and juggle to themselves with the left. Back-to-back is, of course, passing while standing back-to-back. Back to front, well, you can use the same formula for decoding what actually is going on. Tomahawks are throws made like this. Shoulder throws are passed over the shoulder, and back crosses are passed behind the back. There, that's all you need. Now you're an expert on juggling lingo. Well, we're coming back with what I am most excited about. This is Olga and Vova Golchenko. To me, club passing is the greatest juggling. It's what I love the most. It's teamwork and skill. And these two are, I mean, I hate to beat the judges to the punch, but they're the best in the world. Also, look at that. Look at that showbiz. They could not care less. They're just kids, and they're already better than anybody else in the world. They're doing stuff that, well, these throws you will see other people do, but I believe, having looked over their routine and seen them practice, they'll be doing stuff that no one in the world can do at all, and they will be doing perfectly.
Well, they started so young and recently had good training, so now they've just progressed faster than any other team that I've ever seen. Just look at how easy they make it look. Notice how it seems as the clubs just fly through the air and they're just standing there to catch them. And a beautiful transition into a synchronous back-to-back with 360s as well. And transitioning directly into asynchronous back-to-back, one count.
Yeah, that was difficult. Now, this back-to-front transition is absolutely amazing. They switch positions right in the middle of the move. Most teams would be happy to just pull this off from one position. Olga and Vova do both. They go directly from one right into the other.
Everything just looks so easy for them. And that whole back-to-back, back-to-front was all in combination, so they're getting connection bonuses there. Now they've transitioned into ultimate shoulder throws. They're the only team that have ever done that in competition, or otherwise that I've seen.
And look at Olga, just pure concentration, doesn't care about anything but the clubs.
Now we're into one count ultimate back crosses. And Olga starts throwing them as well. So she's on singles and he's on doubles for the timing.
Wow.
And a really clean performance there. Just ridiculous stuff.
Everybody else might as well just go home. Now, here we are again. Those ultimate double back crosses are extremely difficult. She has to throw under his throws, and he has to throw over hers. The clubs are passing by each other on the same side, so they have to space them out just right so that they don't hit.
Yeah, and you'll notice she's throwing single spins and he's throwing double to get that height differential. Very clean. Look at that. Perfect.
Must felt pretty good about that. There were no mistakes. Is that right?
Yeah.
Not one drop?
No one drop.
You feel perfect?
Yeah.
The score for Vova and Olga Golchenko, 9.95.
Here comes scores from the Philip from Germany, and I think they should be fairly relaxed. There's exactly no pressure. There's no chance of beating Vova and Olga. Their chances of winning here is 0.
They might pull something out of the hat.
Now you can see how this stuff really does look hard when it's done by Germans here. They're doing the body throws. You see how their legs come up and they have to adjust? See that he caught it on the wrong end and then he had to flip it around there. There's a lot of correction. They're not dropping, but it's also just not as pretty as Olga and Volva's juggling.
And they'll be getting deductions for all of those corrections.
Right, but you'll see. Watch. See, well, there's one hitting the floor. But you can, even when it doesn't hit the ground, watch the difference. He's constantly moving to make corrections to the throws. With Olga and Vova, the clubs just landed right where they wanted them to. Now, these guys are showing you just how difficult it is to make juggling look easy. They're constantly adjusting. It's never like they know the trick. It's always like they're getting lucky when they catch it. The clubs always want to be on the ground, whereas with Olga and Vova, the clubs seem to want to be in the air. Now, these guys are good. I mean, 5 years ago, these guys would have been the best in the world.
Nice little demonstration of his ability to juggle 5 clubs, but no points at all for that.
I don't know why this is a team trick. Okay, they're passing it off that way. Okay, so now they're doing flat throws. Well, now they're doing really flat throws.
And you notice the whole move density here in relation to Olga and Volva. Everything was move. And here there's some big gaps where there's just regular passing and no moves. Very few moves done directly in combination, so they won't be getting many connection bonuses.
Body throws, both hands, ultimate passing. Very nice. The crowd likes him. The crowd is starting to forget the Russians so they can enjoy the Germans. Oh, see, now he's correcting everything. Well, they're stopping again. But here they go. Now, what you want to watch is watch when the clubs come from one to the other one, how much correction they're having. Sometimes they don't do enough correction. Now, this is not a lot of drops. If you look at the percentages, the catches they're making are much greater than the drops they make. You notice when they come around the spins, they don't really know where they are. Now, this is cool. This is something that Volva and Olga don't do, this side-by-side passing. If you have a recording device at home, record this and then show it before you watch Olga and Volva and see how impressed you are. I mean, this would blow you away. This is standing ovation anywhere, but these two few, to use a German word, schmucks, come out after Olga and Volva, and so they look like also-rans, but nobody can do this. And they end on a drop, which always makes judges feel great. But they're in a good mood. They got nothing to lose. And here we have the replay of the side-to-side passing, which lasts a lot longer in slow motion. This is a great-looking move.
The score for Philip Prochnow and Thorsten Barucha, 8.26.
.26, second best score of the night. They can't complain about that. We come back. There's only one team left. They represent the United States of America. Jonathan Root and Bill Berry will compete when we come back. Well, back to the World Juggling Federation 6-club team passing finals. We've had Russia and Germany represented, and now it's time for the United States of America with Jonathan Root and Bill Berry. Okay, now I know these guys. See, they're going to do shtick here.
We have to beat 995. A lot of work ahead of us. Relax.
Okay, they're doing jokes. They're getting laughs from the audience.
They know they're never going to beat Olga and Volva, but they're going to go out and try to put on a good show.
Now, see, look at Jonathan's feet. When you club pass, you stagger your feet so that your right foot is back a little bit so there's room for the arms to work. He keeps his feet together, straight front, like he was working solo. And so instead of moving the clubs move him. Every time he catches, every time he throws, there's movement in the whole body.
Well, that depends on your technique and whether you're doing a right-handed pattern or a both-handed pattern. An even stance is fine when you're doing both-handed passing, but here everything's just passing with his right hand, so there's no reason for him not to have his right foot back.
Sure. Behind the back there, good, fine. This is all stuff that I can do. I could be representing the U.S. out here. We haven't seen any really hard tricks. Look, catching the foot looks nice. They're having a good time. Okay, that's the difference between the Americans and the Russians and the Germans in all things. The Americans are always having a good time. And we're going to give, if we give congeniality and happiness, I think these guys win easy.
But in this competition, there are no points for smiling.
Naturally. Nice catch at the end, and he's pointing to the other guy because maybe no one noticed he was on stage. Okay, they do a little high five with the club. There certainly is camaraderie. There certainly is esprit de corps, but there's not a lot of technical skill. Now, these are really hard combinations for Jonathan. Jonathan's moving his arms, his hands, his face, his ears, his nose, his throat. It takes his entire body, whereas Olga and Volva only use the body parts that relate to the move.
Well, they're doing some hard moves. It's just in relation to Olga and Volva. It's not in the same league.
in every one of these cases, the guy throwing shouldn't get the credit. It's the guy that's catching that garbage. Look at that. It's just, they're doing a fine job of saving. They're doing fine. Now, see, if you saw...
Oops.
Yeah, okay. He couldn't have caught that one. No way to catch it when it's sliding along the floor by the time it gets to you. But you know, there are very few good teams out there. I mean, most jugglers can't even get along with their props. Combining the frustration of juggling at this level with the frustration of just being with another person in the world, it's not going to last too long. So really, enjoy Olga and Volvo while they can still stand each other, and get used to more team juggling at, well, this skill level. I love Root and Barry. They're good performers. They're great guys. And I think if they were sitting here commentating on what they're doing, they'd be saying the same stuff. They know fully well that Olga and Volva are the best in the world. And they're just out there being good sports. What we have with the Russians is skill. What we have with Americans is sportsmanship.
Which is, of course, what you want in a competition.
I saw them do this in practice, and it's a really nice trick. I really like this. And this is a showstopper. Of course, I believe Olga and Volva could do it without practicing.
Of course. Now, that's a tough move. Every move behind the back on a one count backwards.
Look how hard he's working. Oh, they do a spin at the end, and even their final little show to catch. United States of America! God bless America! Jonathan Root and Bill Berry, the Americans, born in the USA.
The score for Jonathan Root and Bill Berry, 8.65.
8.65. In the sixth club passing competition, big shocker, Olga and Volva Gilchenko from Penza, Russia, win first place with 9.95. They are the World Juggling Federation sixth club team passing champions. From the Riviera Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Ben Gillette along with Ben Jennings saying, learn how to juggle. We did. And thanks